Light on Water is a concept show in its own right. It leads on from Rising Horizon in 2019. In that body of work, there was a gradual increase in the height of the horizon line from pretty much, let's say, 0% up to 100%. And the concept of that show was rising sea levels. The same is true of this show, and it picks up where that one left off. So we finished Rising Horizon with a painting at 100%, so fully covered in sea. And what I wanted to do for this exhibition was continue that so that we're looking at water overhead height. So as we move through the show, not only are we looking through water at a shoreline, let's say, but we're also looking right up, as if we're considering issues such as rising sea levels. But as well as working as a conceptual show, Light on Water also acts as a survey. This is my 10th solo exhibition, and so what I wanted to do here was include paintings using subject matter and surfaces that link to past shows that I've had here at the Scottish Gallery and elsewhere. My first show at the Scottish Gallery was 2013, and it featured many artworks made using wooden substrates such as doors, shutters, tabletops, drawer bases. And this is a great example of that kind of early work. So this is a door from a couple of hundred years ago. It's from the south of England. Solid oak, so it's a very thick door. And the typical style that I used back then in 2013-14 was dry brush gouache on the wood, and it just complements it. The textures of that dry paint complement the grain of the wood very nicely. And so with very small watercolour brushes, I've picked out these linear wavelets, let's call them, because in fact they're not really representations of sea. I'm not looking at water while I'm painting. So these very fine linear works pick out the highlights of the waves, and here I've used the door handle to act as a spotlight referencing the sun. So there we get another suggestion towards why the show is called Light on Water. It's about light hitting water and reflecting back, but it's also about the warming of seawater because of sunlight. In this work, you see that the wood beneath the gouache acts as a kind of negative space, it acts as the shadow. But over the last 10 to 15 years since that first exhibition, I've actually tried to reverse this. So what used to be negative space made from bare wood is now negative space made from a kind of reversed style of painting. So I'm no longer picking out highlights with a brush, I'm actually painting in the shapes, the oval-like teardrop shapes which used to be created by the bare wood are now painted on as the highlights. And so you could really think of this wall here as explaining how my mark making has evolved from those early exhibitions through to the more recent works for Light on Water.